Good evening and welcome to Baywaves, a platform for African youth to build a better Africa for themselves. I'm your host, Happiness Ranto, and today we are having a catch up. I'm not here alone. I have my amazing co host, Takhato and Cecil. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, good evening.
Oh,
How are you?
Lajama, and I
Cecil
even
over
thought that
here.
we are having a network glitch. How are you guys doing? How was your week? Takhato?
I'm definitely in the pit, guys. So that's just that.
Shane, what's up? What's happening?
I'm battling a lot of things. So really now go send me money.
That's Takhato looting again. Cecil, how are you? How was your week?
I'm good. I had a hectic week. It's such a trauma, Mara. It's been hectic. I was writing today, but all went well. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. How was your week?
My week just started also, but it feels like a Thursday, Friday. It feels long, man. But overall, I'm okay. I'm feeling happy and everything is going well. So yes, today we are having a catch up. We are gonna be having a recap on our shows. And before we can start, I just want to say thank you everybody for supporting us, for sticking with us through thick and thin, literally. Yes, today we are on our 11th episode. We started 2 months ago, and throughout we've received amazing support. I just want to make a special shout out to um, the congregants from Manata Barnacle Church. We know that you are supporting us. A special shout out to Prudence, Busi. So you know yourselves, our common audience, they're always here, and everybody else, people watching from all over Africa. Thank you so much. We're just gonna go through a recap. The first show we were just talking about ourselves, so I don't think we can talk more about that one. And the second show was economical impact due to COVID. I want us to go back to that one, guys. Cecil, you were here. We acknowledge that you've been absent for most of the time, but that very, very first show, you were here.
I was.
And what are your views? Are your views different right now? What have you learned from that whole episode?
Well, it's quite a lot. That's quite a while. 11 episodes, and I have to remember the first episode. It's quite a lot. I've learned that during the COVID, a lot of things changed. A lot of people started realizing that they need to make better financial choices. People started realizing that they need to do things themselves, unlike before COVID, which I think is a good thing because it brings independence to our people, independent thought as well. So I think it was a very good episode. It was eye-opening for me as well. Right now, I know that I need to use money wisely and that one stream of income is not enough. So yeah, I guess I can say I took some of that with me.
All right. And Takhato, do you think we are improving? Is the economy improving or getting worse, according to you?
Did the unemployment stats change? If they changed, yes, we're doing okay. If they're still the worst ever, then we're still doing the worst ever. I think COVID just made us realize COVID it amplified the problems we had already. People are realizing anything. This problem, it showed us where then there were problems already. And you know what, guys? here then it has always been a problem. I think that's where the looting came from. It just like COVID didn't believe a suppress at your point down, you know what? What's another healing anyway? So let's just have fun in the hell. Yeah.
All right. To our audience and listeners, we are having a recap on our 10 episodes. Right now, we're talking about the economical impact due to COVID. So we also want to know your views. If you haven't seen the show, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Bold Moves. It's there, it's uploaded. And make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to like the video and keep the word going. If you have any contributions, any views, comments, questions about the topic, just drop it down there in the comment section and we will address it. So the nice thing about today is that it's actually a freestyle. We want to hear more from the audience than what we have on the table today. So yeah, make sure that you guys participate. And while at it, please share the live stream, like the video, share it on Facebook, share it on WhatsApp. And yeah, I hope we are all going to have fun. The other one that was very touchy that I still feel like we need to talk about is mental health. So I feel like we were very much generic about the topic. We just brought in pointers from the internet. We actually did research, the whole team that is here, we were researching about depression and all those things. We even had professionals. We had a doctor and we had a psychologist and a psychiatrist, but we didn't actually have live stories about those mental health conditions. We didn't have people coming in and sharing that mental health stories. So I think we can include that in our festive special. I don't know, Tahat, what do you think about the topic?
It's quite a touchy one, because for someone who is struggling with a mental illness, it's not easy. There's so much shame around the conditions. Myself personally, I went through shaming of getting shamed for having anxiety. So now it's difficult to then come back in front of the masses and be open for now I am Tahatso and I have anxiety. Because there's so much shame around it, to be honest. So if we're gonna have life stories, also it's gonna trigger it has a lot of triggers. Someone is just gonna come here sharing the stories, can we making 10 more people bleeding. So I think maybe we just need a little bit more education before we can get someone into the ring to talk about their mental health journey, because they have to be healed so that they can actually chat about it. I'm open to chatting about it even when I'm going through it, because we cannot always be relevant to the excuses of not wanting to learn. So if we can get someone who is healed or who is in the process of getting healed and they are facing their triggers, then it's going to be easier for them to come to the front and say, hi guys, I'm me and I'm struggling with this condition. And we can include it too.
Cecil, I'm just gonna get personal with you right now. Have you suffered from any mental health condition?
Yes, I have. Oh, man. Yes, I have. I've suffered from depression from a very young age, and I think it must have been one of the hardest things I've been through. But I've been through it, which is good. And then later on in life, I discovered that I have ADHD, attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder, and I think I'm dealing fairly well with it. Take my meds, and yeah, think yeah.
Are you?
Let's not go deeper than that. Yeah, but
okay. So you're not ready to share the story as yet.
Story. It's not really. There's no story really. It's just that, I discovered I had that, and I was quick to accepting that I have this a mental disorder, and then I'm taking treatment as I should, and things are going well as long as I'm on my meds. And I'm actually planning on going off my meds, so I am reducing the amount of medication that I'm taking. So hopefully by the end of next year, I'll be off my meds and using more traditional ways of dealing with it. You know, your meditation, your constant exercising, just keeping my mind active, reading a lot of things, a lot of books, sorry, and yeah. So it's not much of a story, except for the depression part was heavy, and most of it was me on my own. So I got through it in my own way, and I don't think people go through these things the same, or I would say they'll go through them the way I did, because it was very weird in a way. But I went through it, and I'm strong. I'm still going through it.
Okay. I just want to know, please tell me if I'm getting too personal, like stop me. Can you
Okay.
just remind us, we did learn about ADHD. It's there for those who don't know. We did discuss mental health conditions. It's our third upload. Bayways, make sure you check it out on YouTube, Gold Coast Radio. It's there. So I just want Cecil to remind us, what is exactly ADHD?
Full definition: attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder. So basically, the because for bana, they lack a lot of focus. So mostly you'd say or whatever, because they are so hyperactive. They're always out there doing whatever. They can't sit down and do their homework per se, or sit down in class and really pay attention to what the teacher is saying. So that's how you realize some of the things. And then for adults, it's mostly adults, myself included, young adults, it's mostly not being able to be attentive, or not you're basically disorganized. Yes, let me put it that way. You're basically disorganized, and you can't really get into a routine of any sort. So the problems around focus and concentration. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's something that I did not pick up from the previous show. Takatso, how open are you about your anxiety story?
Sorry?
How open are you about your anxiety story? Is it something that you are ready to share, or you're still holding back?
Just another trauma, guys, so I'm holding back.
That's very much understandable. And just to the audience, Takatso is not feeling well. So Takatso, if you feel like you cannot stand this anymore, just raise your hand and you shall be excused.
Thank you.
Well, for me, regarding mental health, I did have many depressions along the way. You know, academics, it's very hard to pull through to the other side without experiencing those. And I did share a bit of my story. I was very privileged to have an amazing support system. So that's the first thing, like the best coping mechanism I can suggest. Or you know what, you need to get positive people around you, people that love you. Surround yourself with people that love you and are willing to support. And the other thing is just talking more about it. But I hope if you're there in the audience and you are willing to share your story, please make sure to DM us and we will invite you to the show. There's another one where we were talking about misogyny, patriarchy, and toxic masculinity. This is a topic that was very much attached to Takatso and Cecil more than I was attached to it. So I'd like to hear more from you guys.
Cecil first.
Come again? I thought they said ladies first.
No. You see, exactly that. But then you can go first.
Ah, man, the topic of toxic masculinity and all those others they have mentioned. I think it's still one of the things that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say Black people don't understand in its entirety or even consider them in their daily lives, even though they live it. It's I don't know how to put it, right? It's a bit sensitive as well because now you'll be talking about men and women, and then now you'll be offending people and their views and all that. But anyhow, um, toxic masculinity is more about men who are not raised right, if I may put it that way, and they treat women unfairly, and uh, they make them their inferiors, and yeah, things along that line. I don't want to go in too deep with it. I think Tahato will handle it from here.
Before you pass it on to Takhato, you said something, Hore, it's due to a bad upbringing. Confirm?
Yes, yes.
So you're saying it's only that, or that's just one of the contributing factors?
No, that is just one of the contributing factors. I mean, people are different and they just have nasty characters as a result, or bad manners. As a result, they appear marginist. I'm trying to tame my tongue there. They appear masculine, toxically, and all the others. But it's not the only contributing factor. I'm just giving it as a common example, something that everyone will relate to.
Don't you want to expose yourself on air? What are your toxic attributes as a man?
My toxic attributes, man. I don't have any. Is it okay if I say I don't have any?
Are you determined that you're a saint, sir?
No, I'm not a saint, but well, I'm not toxic either. I
Are you
don't believe I'm
declaring that
toxic.
you're a saint?
No one is a saint. I mean, we are not okay the way we are, all of us. So no one is a saint. But I'm saying that I am not toxic in a way, either than being a straight talker. And I don't think that makes one, toxic, because some things really need to be said the way they are. If you sugarcoat too many things, then people end up not understanding, and it's just unnecessary conflict. So other than being a straight talker and, well, wanting things to be in a particular way all the time, in my personal capacity, in my personal space, then yeah, I guess then I'm a saint.
So I just want to know, how do you avoid societal pressure? Because as you are a loner, no man is an island. You do have friends, male friends, you do have male family members. How do you stay away from that whole toxicity?
Man, that's a simple one. When you talk to people and they're on lesson, you leave them alone. So that's one of the things that I do. If I get into an unnecessary disagreement with someone, I cut it short and agree to whatever they say. Well, I usually just say I understand. I'm not agreeing, I'm just understanding what you're saying, and then I move on from it. Yeah, other than that, I try my best to make sure that I am not in direct conflict with anyone. I don't like conflict as an individual. So I try my best to make sure that I am not in conflict with anyone. I walk away.
All right. All right. I will just pass the mic to Takhato.
Okay. Sister mentioned Hore, bad upbringing is a contributing factor to toxic masculinity. I think it contributes at only 0.5% because they will teach you it's okay to cry, it's okay to share your feelings, it's okay to do this. And then you grow up, you are now 18, you can make your own decisions and whatnot. Then you start blundering, you develop those toxic traits. But toxic masculinity does not only refer to men, fail. Even women have toxic masculinity. And the biggest, and that women are actually the biggest misogynist fasting. We mask it up because some cute later, I get the rebijing. But you get to girls by what over jump straight up, they hate other girls. Like, I hate girls. Literally. Why? No, I just hate them. That's misogyny. But then it's a cycle we all just are scared to dive into. And then there's this thing there's modern feminism. Honestly, as a modern day feminism, it's just that a lot of people are coming into the culture of feminism, but it's not really modern. It's been there. It's just that now it's amplified. And then I just want to say, what Cecil said about avoiding societal pressures, I think it's one important thing that we left out in the mental health chat. Guys, boundaries. Like, your life will always be disorganized if you do not have boundaries. You'll never be happy if you do not have boundaries. Cecil also said he's a straight talker. Be a straight talker, yo, bro, you're crossing my boundary. If you don't want to talk about the color rate and someone forces you to talk about the color rate, remind them, bro, I really said I do not want to talk about this, and then walk away. That is the only way that you're gonna preserve yourself and also preserve your mental health. Maraga toxic masculinity, guys, we have a lot of toxic traits even as women. We have women who are bullies. We have women by they think they are inferior to the other women. Myelobone anal problem, guys. I'm coming for the myelobone anal problem because they have this thinking they're superior to black women. Blah. We all black at the end of the day. So by like in that headline, that toxic masculinity, feminism, and misogyny, we should add colorism in it, because you get yellow bones about they are more hotter than the next black girl. What do you think that is doing to the little black girl? That child is gonna grow up thinking they don't matter. Just because when they united does not mean they ugly. And those are just some of the things that contribute to mental health, but we just overlook it. I had to, like, every day in my life, I hear about 2 or 3 adult people, but they praise them for they are yellow bones, and they said in that thing they're superior. No, baby, you're not. But we're gonna have that chat one day. I'm done.
Period. You said something when you're talking about societal pressure, or you can overcome it by setting boundaries. But I want to know, in a case where I'm seeing my peers graduate, I'm seeing my peers buy cars, do this and that, progressing, and now there I am stagnant. You understand? That's gonna cause depression. It's depression due to societal pressure, because I'm sure by this age, people expect me to do 1, 2, 3, or have achieved 1, 2, 3. How does one deal with that? Because you can't include boundaries in that whole conversation.
I went through that this year. Because I did my 3rd year last year, and I thought it was my last year. So I was supposed to be starting with my internship in January, but they didn't take me anyway. Do you understand? Now,
yeah,
here comes me, a bright child. I'm known to be a bright child. So here comes the bright child o dutse ka gae. There, like every day you see your peers ba post how they're doing this, doing that. The most important thing is to remind yourself, are you in this race and your peers, or are you in this race alone? Like, in which lane are you in? Which journey are you on? Are you on journey of happiness, still, or are you on your own journey? Sometimes the pressure, it doesn't matter what you're not there yet. You're gonna get there. The most important thing for when I align and like, okay, this is my journey now. Now I was like, okay, I didn't get into intern this year, so it's fine, it's okay. Yeah, I was not meant to get intern at that time. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna do get intern. So for like 2 months today, I was in that episode. Yo, Maragai said I should be doing this. Bruh, if there's anything I have against people who pray, is that they undermine God's will. They undermine God's plan for them. If you didn't get into that, do you understand? So if vele you are a child of God, you understand. If you're a child of the ancestors, you'll understand who your ancestors told you to stand there so that they prepare something. Like in whatever power that you believe in, they've put you in that situation because they know there's something else for you. My advice would be align yourself with you, with like the align when you were not born with Chonijago. Even the people you're born with go special. So who are you to forget yourself in other people's journeys? And the best thing in life, guys, is just to be aligned.
All right. Thank you, Takhato. It's 27 minutes into the show, and we are having a recap on our 10 episodes. Yes, we've been here for 2 months, and we just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who is supporting us, listening or watching, sharing our videos. It really means a lot to us. While we're still here, please, while you're watching, please share the video. Please share the live stream. We need a bigger audience because the issues that we're talking about on this platform involves all Africans. We are trying to build a better Africa for ourselves. So the first topic that we discussed was economical impact due to COVID. Well, we didn't say much about it, but I still feel like we need to talk more about it there in the comment section. Are you thinking the economy is going well? If you think it's going well, you can send thumbs up emoji. If it's not, thumbs down emoji. How do you think we can improve as a country? They did tell us in the past show we should start using materials from within South Africa instead of importing, and we should export more. So yes, those are just general things, but when as an individual, how do you think you can improve the economy? We also went on to talk about mental health, which I feel like there's still a lot to talk about. There's also a comment from Prudence. Well, I lost the comment, but she was also saying that we need to talk more about mental health. That's something that they're suffering. Go, please choose any random young bee, okay, are you okay? Do you have any mental health condition? Chances are they're gonna say yes. Over 90% of the youth have mental health conditions. So this is something that we need to talk more about. We need to hear more stories about how people are overcoming depression, how people are overcoming anxiety, how people are overcoming ADHD, all those mental health conditions. And that way we can move forward as a happy country or happy continent. So right now we're still talking about misogyny, patriarchy, and toxic masculinity. There's comments from the comment section. Are true Takhato Wasadi, we are more toxic and amongst each other, women for no reason true Thakgatso, we're saying we are more toxic each other for reasons. Oh, my yellow bone. Then the last one, yes, time distance will guide you to your journey. Well, Thakgatso ke kgolo o bolela about you comparing yourselves with other people, but sometimes le rena as individuals, you set a time frame for yourself. Okay, by the age of 25, I want to buy a car. By the age of 30, I want to get married. So how do you? It's not something that you actually think about, or okay, by the age of 25, I want to have a baby. It's just something that seems like it has been planted in us. It's more in our human nature. So how does one move away from those time frames?
Lama Tomo, why are you setting yourself up? One thing I've learned during COVID, okay, this is a stupid thing. So my friends and I, we were like, okay, in our third year, we're gonna go to every club, go Pretoria. We have to end up at a street club. Somehow we have to end up at a racing show. Do you understand? Do you know what happened? Come March, our lives were just, and that is where I learned to hurry. There's no use having a time frame, guys. There's totally no use having it. Of course, it's okay. I have against people that they attach age to their goals and dreams. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You never know what's gonna happen next week. Yes. For example, now it's like, okay, by 22, get a internship and I'll be working. By 22, I'll be still doing my internship. And I'll not take a. So the best thing remove age from your goals. Just set the goal, set the plan, and then you'll just take it on to Zamaya along the way. Like there's this funny thing that the 90s kids would do. By 25, I'll be having a husband in my house, hims and hairs, pink and blue. Or guy. You are there, you are 30, there's no hims and hairs, there's no pink and blue. It's just you trying to figure life out. So remove the number from your goals. Just say, I'm gonna have a car. How am I gonna have a car? I'm gonna work, I'm gonna save up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. It's still a goal regardless without the number, without the age. Just go through life every day. Take one step at a time. They literally mean today as it comes, take it. It's that opportunity. If you wanted to buy a car, today is that chance to save 100 rand. You'll see tomorrow, then maybe you'll save 10,000. Mara to say, not by 25 hymns and hymns. Or you're just gonna end up hating yourself.
That's true. That's true, Thakgatso. And which brings us to this other thing, they like asking people, when are you gonna get married? I think in a way, this question is very inappropriate for women, especially because, well, first thing first, I cannot marry myself. So how dare you? How dare you ask me? I can only tell you, when I'm 30, but that's not for me to decide on. You understand?
Like
just a lot.
That one I understand. Like that one I do get. The one that I don't get is, where do you get the liver to ask me when am I gonna kids? I feel like we should do more on women's health, guys. It's so wrong to ask a woman, when are you gonna have kids? Women deal with miscarriages. Women deal with fibroids. Women deal with endometriosis. Women deal with just misplaced placentas and whatnot. Like, that is the most inappropriate question. Do not ever. If you see someone pregnant and someone else resist that urge to ask a guy until when they bring that up. Resist it. I'm begging you.
And I think we should include that in our festive special, questions not to ask. Because you go to different age groups, but I don't want to be asked this. Academics, they hate the question, when are you graduating? Guys, That's a very difficult question. In as much as mutats about degree, 4 years, a lot can happen in 4 years because after the 4th year, we graduate, then it takes them into depression right away. So there are questions that you should not ask. Never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever. Regardless of how close you are to the person, you should just wait for them to
To
tell
bring
them.
it up.
Especially tabaya fertility. Fertility is a very sensitive topic that a lot of people are underestimating. Like Takato said, unless they tell you what our kids just keep quiet. Keep quiet. People are fighting a lot of demons out here, and you don't want to evoke them. Cecil, I'm coming back to you. Regarding the topic of patriarchy, can you be led by a woman?
Me
Yes, you.
be led
We
by
are being like personal in this. We are not
woman.
going to be generic. I think we've been generic for the longest time when we had visitors because we're trying not to step on their toes or sound biased. But today it's about us. So I want to know about you.
Okay.
Can you be led by a woman?
Yeah, I think, yeah, if they are capable or if they do what they have to do, then yes, and they do it right, I can be led by a woman. Yeah.
Okay, even in your household, assuming that now you're married and. So would you allow
Come
your
again?
wife? Assuming
Come again?
we are now X years into the future and you're married, right? It's just a scenario.
Mhm.
Would you allow your wife to lead you, be the leader of the household?
No, I do not think that would work. I honestly do not think that would work. I would be led by a woman in a workspace or in whatever, because we give credit to their intellectual capacity to do work, right? And then in the household, it's a different issue. For someone who has been raised by a woman, right? And I'm the only boy at home, and yeah, we were raised by our mother. So for someone who has been in that environment, I think male authority is important, regardless of how it's viewed in society. But I think it's important. A certain level of setting of a structure is needed, and then sometimes it can only be implemented when there is a man in the house, so that certain rules are not crossed or are not rebelled against. Unlike when it's a woman who most likely shout at whatever that the child may be doing that is wrong. And I don't know if this is a personal observation, but I think women have a tendency of taking out revenge on the kids, like for whatever frustrations they might have. It be work, it be relationship, it be whatever. They have a tendency of doing that. With a male figure in charge, that would be, should be able to say, hubby, baby, can you please handle that, because I don't have the energy. That's what you guys like saying, I don't have the time or something like that to deal with this right now. So having a male figure in the household would be very important. I do not think a woman can lead a household. Well, they probably could. I do not think that I could be led by a woman in my own household, considering that I believe that a man's sole purpose in life is to provide. And if you take that away from him, what are you saying he is now? A nurturer, someone who nurtures kids, because that is just not within them. That is just not part of them. Like you guys have been saying right now, talking about how women go through so much when they have to bring about a child to the world. They go through all of that. In my view, I think they go through all of that so that they can nurture the children right, because they have that connection with the child more than the father does. So I honestly do not think that my household could ever be led by a woman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, You're setting yourself up, say. I just want to let you know, or you're setting yourself up. And a lot of things that I've noted down as you were speaking. I first asked you, would you allow a woman to lead you? That was so general. And you said, if they're capable, yes. And you further explained, you were raised by a very capable woman, right? Am I still here?
You are teaching.
So,
Yes, I can hear you. You're having technical problems on your end.
oh, I'm back. Yes, I'm having network problems. So I was saying you did explain how you were raised by a very capable woman. So what makes you now want to undermine the future women's capabilities? You've never tried it out. I don't go, okay, no, I saw they failed in this department. Should warn you, some of the stereotypes they could be labeled as misogyny. I can call them if you want, but I'm sure you can try to recap there.
Okay, let me clarify that. Let me clarify. Yes, I was raised by a capable woman, right? But I still think that certain things were not done in a manner that I would raise children. I'm not sure if you're getting me. I believe that a child should be, from an early age, should be raised like a dog. Yes, you give it treats every time it does something right. You discipline it every time it doesn't do something right, and it should keep in that manner. The providing part is it's a difficulty. Man, it's as much as women can multitask, some of the things, if they are too focused on their job, they neglect the children, right? And if they neglect their jobs, they're too focused on the kids, and they do a good job there. So I'm not really sure right now if they can.
That's not true. That's not true. Look at many households, especially Black households. There are absent male figures, and I tell you, the households are running swiftly. You wouldn't even know you understand? But how many households can you count? And they are no. I think that's just a God-given gift.
No, I have to disagree with you there. There are quite a lot. Just, okay, I'm not supposed to be talking about my neighbors, but one of my friends in their household, they were raised by their father from a very young age, and they've grown up to being, very responsible young men. And I think looking at my household and seeing the lack of a male figure, I can tell that a lot of things I could have learned at an earlier age from a male figure that I just have to keep teaching myself right now. It's constant learning. I'm like catching up with the rest of the world and what they know about being a father or whatever. And other than how their households are structured, some lessons really have to be given by a male figure.
All right. Takatso, I recognized your hand. While you're answering, asking or commenting, I want you to also tell me, what do you think of today? Compare the two. Which household would be?
My darling, you are teaching.
Okay, I recognized your hand. You can go on.
Okay. Firstly, I just want to address some of the things you still said. Number one, I mean, women tend to take out their frustrations on a child. Lama Tomo, it's hard being a woman. I have to say this. It's hard being a woman. Number two, it's hard being a Black woman. Because as a Black woman, you're not allowed to be mad. You're not allowed to be angry. You're going to be labeled as the angry Black woman. Do you understand? So now, I come back from work. I'm tired. I'm angry. Like, we're always at the brink of breaking down. If we had those boxing things, we would definitely go there, because after a long day, I just want to get in there and scream and just be angry. We need an outlet. Do you understand? It's not that men don't shout. Men can really express their feelings. That's just that. A man would be fuming. You can literally see but they won't say anything. That is toxic masculinity. When we talk about toxic masculinity, we mean that. A man is a provider. The nature of a man is to be a provider. Now that's patriarchy. Because now, baby girl, the 30-inch Brazilian, if you want to make South African men angry, come back a statement or indoor damas. But the very same men will want to come back and tell you, oh no, we're going to provide, and she did their chest out, right? Another thing, I do understand Cecil, and I do stand by what he's saying. There are lessons that in a household, there has to be just a man. I get it, guys. I'm just going to say this in my personal thingy. We literally feel Papa without you asking. You can tell no, Papa. Or if Papa then you can tell no, my brother is not there. There's just in a household, you guys, to be honest, when we're sitting down on a red table, being honest and really honest, a household needs both parents. Like, it's not okay for a child, unless due to unfortunate circumstances where one parent has to leave. But Kamalao, there should be two. There's no need now only Cecily and then just check out. It's not okay. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay for na and check out. It is not okay. If there's anything that we leave out in these conversations about deadbeats, give them deadbeat mothers. We have so many deadbeat mothers. Mara, but she really said I can get pregnant now. I'm gonna go leave the baby mama. I'm not present in my child's life. And when the child grows up, they're gonna start wondering, where's my mom? Now imagine that child is without their mom and the dad. Like, there has to be like but men and women can coexist in power. They can coexist in authority. It doesn't mean Hormona has the bigger authority than the woman. Even in the workplace, if I can call shots in the workplace, what makes you think I can just come on when I've dealt with America for the whole past 8 hours, I can definitely do that in the house. It's just that we've been put in a box already. A lot of times I hear that that can be led by a woman because women are always mad. Women are always shouting. Do you know what those things are? They are afraid because we're reflecting back their toxicity back to them. Even a woman is shouting, yes, I wish, like, I take it as a cry for help. Or you know what? Let me get him but I just don't know how to. Thank you.
That's true. That's true. Well, my views, I respect the hierarchy. I like Cecil Ubulejib. Now I come from a very Christian background, and most of my beliefs are from the Bible. So I believe Hormona is the provider, should be the head of the house. but also I believe Hor Musadi is very much capable. Even the platform still manage it. Should a man or the husband die or the father die, they can still push filling that void or that gap. Am I still here? Oh yes. So those are my views. Thakgatso, thashitse taba e nngwe ya di-deadbeats. So I want us to move away from our absent mothers and our absent fathers and start talking about us. The baby daddy, the baby mama, the drama that is here. It's a lot. It's too much. What do you guys think is causing that whole thing? Because now this looks like a generational curse. It's a cycle that is going on, and it's getting very worse. It's worse than back in the days, because unlike in the olden days, the fathers were absent, but absent in the sense that but December and versus now, the father is totally absent. They are not in any way involved with their kids. So I want to know from you guys, or the baby mama and baby daddy drama, it costs like
what Licha, but I'm just gonna come in.
I'll start with you, Cecil.
How we can learn.
Okay. To go.
What's that happiness? Okay. Number one, I'm against that was not parenting. They're still dead kids. They were still dead kids. You being away for the rest of the year, then we have to clap hands for you. No, honey, you didn't do anything. In fact, okay, now the drama. The drama, we have normalized just having sex, to be honest. We have normalized just having unprotected sex. And if you go into the socials, unprotected sex is hyped, do you understand? And it's hyped, it goes back to the teenage pregnancy. It is hyped in a way they have totally cancelled out the protected sex. And like 12 years, to be honest. And what happens when people are drunk? When people are drunk, cannot make sound decisions. And then we get there, we get pregnant, we move. It was just one night of harmless fun. 3 months, turns out I'm pregnant. I go back to Cecil. What do we do? Cecil's firstly, no ways. Because it's been 3 months. Or anything. That on its own is just frustration. It's just frustration. This pandemic, baby mamas and baby daddies, it really goes back to the we have overhyped sex in a way we did not include safe sex in it. We did not include, like, we have kids by long they do not know when they are ovulating, but they have 2 babies, 3 babies. We have kids who cannot even track their period. Grade 4. We have kids who do not understand their bodies yet. They're engaging in unprotected sex. That on its own is shouting. It's a cry for help. Guys, you're actually doing something that we do not know of. Trust me, if you get old people by Langkore, they are matured, they are old, and they had a child, but they had to separate. I want that drama. It's just nice communication. Like, hi, sister, get like it was young one. Oh, okay, that's fine. It doesn't happen. Sisila kitimishe ke motho ra patele maintenance. Sisila kitimishe ke motho one has to eat, one has to apara diaparo. It's just that Reina as young kids, we want to involve ourselves in things that we do not understand. August, you cannot, I believe you cannot be engaging in sex if you do not know when you are ovulating or what's ovulation or what happens when you're ovulating. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that unless you're 18, because consent age is 18, right? Is it 18 or 16? Somewhere there. So, to be honest, guys, I know did you on the outside with someone and you can tell what that's a full-time job. You can tell what it's exhausting. Now imagine all that workload, plus load, and in bed. It's too much. So drama ain't about frustration. They just need something, man. They just need something out of that situation. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Takatso. You are still watching or listening to Bay Waves, and we are having a recap on our past 10 episodes. So right now we are just jumping from one topic to the other. Absent fans of parents. Well, we are going to am I still here?
You are glitching.
But can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you back.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We are still having a recap. I'm sorry for the technical problems. My network is really bad. Apologies to the audience. So right now, absent parents. So you mentioned lack of education. Do you think is it really lack of education? Because go to schools, they're teaching them about these things. Go to social media, information is there. The periods ovulation apps, there are a lot of apps about that. So I personally don't feel like lack of education. There's just more to the story. Maybe or maybe I don't know, we can start including Tabatadi poverty, because we know of pregnancies where Mary wants to trap Joseph. Joseph is a doctor, and therefore Joseph is gonna take care of them. You understand? Mary sleeps with my friend because that's what no. My friend don't every month. So such things, but I think lack of education, we should cancel it out, because there are information is out here.
No, we don't cancel it out. I'm emphasizing on lack of education because honestly, it's lack of education. There are so many girls who come to me, but unfortunately, but I was still a lady. You understand? Like they come to me, okay, I think I'm pregnant. Okay, I ask them, when was your last ovulation day? They have no idea. You tell them for this app, it's a brand new concept to them. Like we've made, I think the fault is with the teachers, is with their educating process, because we have sensitized sex. Like we cannot openly talk about sex. We cannot openly talk about vaginas and whatnot. They are explicit or they are sensitive. We should be talking about these things. Kids should be aware of what's happening in their bodies. Okay, you're gonna ovulate after 14 days and then you get your period after 70. It's not working. To be honest, it's not working. We need to have brutal conversations with this kid. Because when you're ovulating, this is what's happening. This is what it means. Okay, no, we had sex, but it was just the tip. Am I pregnant? Do you understand? Or that kid doesn't really understand what's going on. Yeah, we had sex, and then the condom broke, but then he didn't cut blood. Those kind of things. Am I pregnant? They do not understand. As much as they have an idea, yes, but they do not have the full information of what happened. Because we've made sex a taboo. Even when they start engaging in sex, they're not gonna tell you. It's gonna be a secret. You ask them, "Are you a virgin?" "Yes, I'm a virgin." Like they don't want to say to you, "Well, yes, I am having sex," and that also blocks you from teaching them about safe sex. That blocks you from teaching them about the infection, with the UTI, with the chlamydia, surely by when we got the new shows, jump sex education and whatnot. By the way, you guys should watch Sex Education on Netflix. This is a free promo. And it's just those things, like the way we have taught, the way we are teaching sex, we are leaving something behind. As much as information you are the trust, who goes on to the internet, the I know about sex when you can go onto Facebook, what or post sex. It's just those things. Even even the influencers they look up to, everything is sexualized. And the danger with this now era where everything is sexualized is that we have kids who get into things that they do not understand, but at the back of our minds, we're like, man, these kids have access to information. Why don't they search it for themselves? We need to do better in teaching. Like the sex and reproductive system does not end. We have to go all the way with these kids, teach them, even the boys don't understand anything. But are they just they just get there and they sleep again and then then they're out. Even them, we have to talk to them on, hey, this is what's happening. This is what should not happen. This is what you should do. So yes, it is lack of education because the sex no one should open it. We should do more. We should talk about it more.
All right.
I think saying, I was just going to interject there. Am I allowed to? Can I proceed?
Yes.
Yeah. I think saying that it's lack of education might be throwing them off because education is more formal, right? How about we just put it as, illiteracy? Like people are not illiterate enough to go out and find out information about ovulation, like you were saying. One more thing that you also said was that they come to you when it's too late. Is it really too late? Are they like 3 months pregnant already? Or are you even giving them their options such as abortion, or do you reserve that option because maybe you don't?
Number one, I am pro-abortion. My darling, if you do not want to have that child, send them to Father God. God will deal with that. Fetus deleters, do that, my child. I'm pro-abortion. So when I say they come too late, is that the moment you feel like you're pregnant and you want to go and ask for help, it's already too late. Do you understand? Now the only option is like, okay, it's either you're having that child or you're going to abort. And no matter how far along do you think you are? No, no, I don't know. Okay, did you take a home pregnancy test? No, I didn't. Okay, did you go to the clinic? No, I didn't. Another thing, if there's a health worker there, guys, special those things are stabulina. When a child gets in there, stop ordering them when they get there to test for HIV, when they come there to test for HIV. Stop being rude to these kids because the channel of getting, you're actually like suppressing their right to health care. They say, so much because just is the happiness over. So it's late. It's really late because the only thing I can do is just be there for you, support you throughout your pregnancy if there you are pregnant. They don't even know for they are your home pregnancy kid. They don't know, but she thinks she's pregnant. Do you see how deep this problem is? Matana does not even like still, but she understands I'm pregnant. So it's too late. There's nothing that I can help them. Being a big sister, advising them to talk to your parents. Okay, how far along are you? If you're already 3 months, it's too late for abortion, or you can do this, you can do that. Such stuff. Maybe illiterate, yeah. But no, now we should, the teaching around this topic should be more open.
Thank you, Takhato. You are still watching or listening to Brave Wings, and we are having a catch-up. It's a catch-up amongst the host and the audience. So please make sure to comment and interact with us. Engage. Don't forget, share the live stream. We need a bigger market, and only you can help us with that. So before we can go on with the abortion topic, I just want to put a disclaimer that today we are just unstripping our views. The views of the host are not of the program or the radio station. So don't take things and say Baywig said. What we're saying right now, it's individual opinions. There's also a comment from the comment section. It says from Lotisi Mohoba, it says, I reckon it isn't really about lack of education, but rather ignorance towards the knowledge. Also, asking on behalf of gents, in as much as we do hear building sex talk amongst well as gents, do women do talk about complications or rather building sex talk amongst themselves? Takhat, I'm just gonna let you take this one.
Can you just read the first part of the comment you were teaching there?
The comment or the question?
The question.
Oh, the question basically is asking if women, do we talk about sex? Do we talk about complications or rather sex talk amongst ourselves?
Okay. Myself, I try
Hello.
bio.
Takhatso.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So myself, I try by all means to open spaces for women to come talk about things they cannot talk about. Guys, when I say we've made this thing a taboo, I really mean we've made this thing a taboo. You'd find girls, but you ask them what's the cause, so I want to answer tabby, then they don't know what's causing them. Because like I can't even come up and say your happiness or whatever. I think I've contracted a UTI. Because the moment you mention you've caught an UTI, but now you sleep around, and guys, you can get UTI from public toilets. So be safe, be safe. You can get UTI from your sanitary pads and tampons, so be safe. Like we cannot get it. It's shameful. Even a shame for you. Like we cannot even advise each other. But pineapple, plain yogurt, bruh, those are just food. They do whatever food does in your body. They don't contribute to anything down there. The only advice that sound is drink water. Yeah, sure, do drink water. That's very much important. Man, jadi pineapple, jadi plain yogurt. It's just guys. So no, literally now we do not talk about these things enough. Really a taboo. Like it's so hard for a girl, especially with girls. Like yo, do you know how easy it is to talk? Okay, with me, I prefer a male nurse or a male doctor than a female doctor. And because Musadi in the moment, like for real, you get there. Like it happens. Even though inquire, especially with contraceptives. It's those things, it's those talks that discourage people to go out there in regard for information. So honestly, Shem, we do try. And no, I'm not kidding you. Like we shaming people for things they have no control over. Like okay, guys, it's just a lot, eh? It's just a lot. But yeah, I do try to open up spaces for both men and women, by the way, to talk about things that they're not able to talk about in public. Like I'm not winning, by the way. So thank you.
Thank you, Takhatso. Which brings us to our special announcement. I thought we're gonna just put a drum roll at the end and announce it, but I see the importance to announce it right now while we're talking about it. So like we have already addressed, or if we don't talk more about these topics, sex, abortion, and the list is long. So in December, as our festive special, we are going to be having raw and censored conversations about such topics. Things like UTI, as she has said, complications that come with sex, the damage control, abortion. They talk a bit about abortion, which we are right now after our ad break. So stay to know more about the festive special. Right now, we're just going to take an ad break and we'll talk more about it after it. Okay, our tech team is failing us, but that's okay. I assume we're having technical problems. So yes, regarding the legalized damage control, which is abortion. Cecil, what are your views about abortion? What are your personal views about abortion?
I personally think that abortion is a good thing. I think that whoever is allowed or is at an age whereby abortion is an option, they should go for it. I don't think that people should take on responsibilities that honestly they cannot take. And right now we are going for an ad break. Or am I wrong? Okay, it's not coming. Should I continue speaking?
You may. The tech support will just communicate.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that sometimes people or children find themselves in a situation whereby
your mic is muted, Cecil.
I was muted.
Oh, sorry.
May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Oh, okay.
You may, Cecil.
Yeah, so we find ourselves in situations whereby kids have kids. And I think as soon as abortion is an option, they should go for it. Because the financial implications of that are just crazy. There's no way a child is raising a child. And it puts more pressure on the generation above, or the sisters and the brothers and the cousins and the whatever, to take care of that child for that particular person. Honestly speaking, if you cannot afford a child, have an abortion. That's my personal view of it. Because as much as ngwana is a blessing, blessing re smile because we are no option. That's why we say it's a blessing. Smile because but should you have the option to have an abortion, I would say go for it and save yourself a lot of stress. As a woman, go to the right facilities and make sure that the abortion is done right. Otherwise, you might find yourself not having kids in the future, and you blaming abortion and being anti-abortion and all that while you didn't do things right. But I honestly think that you are not killing a person, you're killing a fetus, and there's nothing wrong with that. So abortion, one way, I'm with Takatso on this one.
Well, I'm just gonna go astray. Please don't drag me. Like, please don't drag me. But I hold different views about the whole abortion thing. I feel like if you are not ready for a baby, protect yourself. Get contraceptives. But that also, when you start engaging more, you need to be prepared to have a baby. So until then, refrain, because contraceptives can also go wrong. So those are just my views, but please don't drag me. I just want to know from the both of you, who gets to decide or is it the woman or the guy? What happens
Um,
if someone?
Unfortunately, as it stands legally, it is the woman who decides because it's their body. So, yeah, it would be nice if we could decide, but it's really not our body and we have no option. So, we go with whatever the woman says.
Okay. Before Takatso can respond, I just want to know our audience views about this whole thing about abortion. So please, guys, engage, comment there, and don't forget to share the live stream. You are watching Bay Waves, and we are just catching up. I'm your host, Happiness, and I'm with my amazing co-hosts, Takatso and Cecil. Right now, we are talking about abortion. What are your views about abortion? Is it the right thing? Remember, legal versus right. What do you think? Do you think it's the right thing or you're against it? Who should decide on abortion? So please let me know of your views there in the comment section. Takatso, back to you.
I've already said what I'm pro-abortion. Okay, for me, do you know when I just don't know which conditions, which medical conditions they use there. But then there are certain conditions and they need cells or something. Say maybe they need to grow cells or open somewhere and when you cannot. Then they get a pregnant woman. I may be wrong here, but according to my little knowledge, they get a pregnant woman and then extract stem cells from her and then harvest them. Now, stem cells are cells that have a potential to be legit anything. You take a stem cell from a pregnant woman, you put it here, it's just gonna be a part of the neck. You put it on the boobs, it's just gonna add more to your boobs. You put it on your mouth, that's a stem cell. So my darlings, there's this saying when you're aborting a soul. You're just aborting stem cells. You aborting cells that had potential to be a leg, cells that had potential to be hair, cells that were potential to be anything, just anything. So to trap people by telling them, no, you cannot have an abortion because it's wrong, because God said this, because somebody said this. I feel like it's wrong to extent. Besides that, guys, we're dealing with a lot in our families. We have generational traumas. We have generational curses. Now, if I take a generational curses and you're not winning and you want to bring a child in the same loop, when yourself, you're struggling to maintain yourself emotionally, mentally, besides finances, you're struggling with your emotions, you're struggling with finances on top of that, you're struggling with your mentals, and you want to bring a child into that. Guys, and it's not cute to watch. It's not cute to watch a child attack, or papa. It's not cute. So when you know whether you cannot in any capacity take care of that child, go have a legal abortion. And there's a taboo for when you've done an abortion, you cannot have kids. It doesn't work like that. When you go have an abortion, go to Salam, ShopRite. Yeah, they're gonna abort you and you're not gonna have babies. But when you go to a hospital, to a facility, Mary Stopes, and you go to Mary Stopes and you want to have an abortion, they're gonna do that and then you're gonna still be able to have babies. Now I need women to refrain, to kick out the edge of guys. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's not nice. They just didn't want to bring an innocent soul in this world. So Father God, those are just my views.
Thank you, Takatso. I'm still I'm having network glitches, so I don't know if I'm here. Am I here?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, we are gonna have a conversation about this in our festive special. So we are not gonna dwell more about it because that December. But if you are interested and would like to engage, come to our festive special. We are unstripping every single thing. Marawana, to you, Takato, you're saying it's just aborting stem cells. And you're saying we shouldn't drag this whole Christianity to it, but it's also traditional. People after aborting, they need to go for the cleansing and all that. Why is that? And if you watch the Islam, it's a traditional recognized babies that were aborted or miscarried. They're recognized as souls. So I think it just goes to with belief systems or now we do Melabian. But anywho, I'm gonna go to the comment section.
Oh,
Yes. We have Lotissimo Kuba saying, I reckon it isn't really about like, oh, sorry, this is another one. Prudence level abortion is good and bad at the same time. Prudence, please tell us more. Why do you say it's good? Why do you say it's bad? And Lotissimo Kuba is saying, I personally stand with abortion when the lady feels that she isn't ready to take the huge step in life. Also for Christians, that is classified as a sin, but we aren't to dwell on that. My question comes here. Do I, as the father, have any right or view towards the decision of aborting just as much as my presence is viewed when the pregnancy prevails? This is something that I also want to talk about. Taro Lomashakomu is saying, abortion is every woman's right, and if a woman thinks having an abortion is the right thing to do, they should go for it. But abortion should be the last option and not be used as a method of prevention. Then Prudence, I think we women should decide on abortion. Harolo Are, it's a woman's body and they should choose what to do with it. In case of abortion, I think it would be polite to include a man in the decision making, but the choice remains. It's a woman who makes the final decision. Oh, that's all from the comment section. I look like there's a glitch. Takato, are you here?
yes, I am here.
Yeah, did you copy did you hear everything from the comment section?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so to our audience, the commenters there, please, we are gonna have a conversation about this. There's gonna be the girl chat. I think that's gonna be our very first topic. We'll be talking about sexual matters, including abortion and contraceptives. I like what Tarolo said in the comment section that abortion shouldn't be used as a preventive measure. And I think that's something that is also normalized the same way as the morning after pill. We need to talk about the dangers of those two. So we are just going to move away from the topic. But before I move away, I just want to know if my co-hosts are happy with us moving away from it.
Yeah, we can move away from it.
Cecil?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was actually nice talking about that whole thing. But we move on to another episode that we had, which was the political debate. We actually had 2 episodes of the political debate. That one was very tiring because, hey, you're still having load shedding. We are still having all these problems. We thought maybe after voting things are going to be different. But I had thought there's going to be a revote. How true is that? Is it something that is legit or it's still something that they're conversing about?
I've never heard of a revote.
So
No, nothing on my side.
All right, let's just have a conversation about political views. Where are you guys? What have you learned from that whole political debate? Do you still have questions about it? Yeah, let's just roll with the topic.
Number 1, guys, why do we have politics in South Africa? I feel like these people are just in it to enrich themselves. But we need a new system. We need a different kind of system where these people are out of power. But one thing I like about this politics thing is that ANC is losing, guys. I've seen like headlines knowing ANC has lost like a few seats somewhere. So maybe going somewhere. But honestly, I feel like the politics has set us back as a country. I don't know. I just feel like they set us back. Like we should just recreate boss from today on. You answer to all of us, not to your friends in parliament. You answer to every citizen. So I've like the whole all these parties promise one thing and it's all cute when they're promising us stuff, but then it turns ugly when they have to deliver. Nothing has changed since the job day.
So
politics are a problem, but they are a part of running a country. You can't run a country without politics, unfortunately. And we should actually look at what happens what does it mean when the ANC fails or loses or whatever? Because ANC has been holding us for a very long time, and majority of the Black people are in the ANC, and if they are not in the ANC, that means they are divided between other political parties, which might even include the DA, right? And it's not exactly a good thing for us, especially if we do not have a place whereby we can unite it. If and then we go to EFF, and then we go to PAC, and then we go to all those other ones, we have become divided. What does that mean? In my view, I think that means for the DA, they are busy right now as we speak, or during the entire thing, they have been coming together and removing all the white or the Black people out of positions of power within the DA. So that means they are coming together and they have more chance. They have more chance of winning. And if they do, are we ready to go back into a white-ruled country? Is it really a good thing that the ANC is losing? These are some of the things that I personally think they are not good at all for us, especially if we do not have a backup plan as to where we are going if we are leaving the ANC, which is what I think is the reason for most Black people to stick with the ANC, the fear of having to be ruled by a white party again.
But I feel like EFF stands a chance if only Ekatlogela was steering and actually be a political party. Because EFF is great as an opponent, but it needs to strip itself of that identity or your net always attacking and just be a political party where if Chavela, because no people like that Chavela ANC, because EFF is always in attack mode. So it's not really more long, like EFF does not have security. What happens right to EFF if ANC falls during the campaigning stuff? A lot of the EFFs were campaigning for themselves, but also promoting ANC because they couldn't talk about themselves without bashing ANC. So now if we lose ANC, what are EFF ANC steering sela ska tsamaya terminator o shala le mang movie wa fela. So like it stands more chance if it strips itself of that identity or when make it the antagonist.
Does it really stand a chance, Tahat?
It really does. Like if Ugaba Taita Basabele, like I could have thought yeah, it is very important that we do this. If they just like spoke for it, it's very important, guys. If we do this, like I'm not in a cute way. So, and then I'm you more like as I took up 1 10 years. So if vele bakanwa metsinyana, we must still watchanyana and just chill, they do stand a chance or maybe because remember my worst fear, as much as Pinnacle ANC losing, my worst fear is DA taking over. Now guys, I'm
Yes.
too young to be back in apartheid. I don't know about you, but now they get to them up running around from the bullets. I'm too pretty for that.
So Tahatso, they should drink Willie's water and they will be more understandable, eh?
Like, who really made you a falanyana way? You are the warrior for the but for like the black label, the castle light, like, yeah.
I honestly think that, EFF members or people who stand for EFF, they just talk, and they hardly ever do anything. It's like in the household, you always have that one child who always sees everybody's mistakes and wants to correct everybody's mistakes, but their own. I would say that is EFF, and I don't think that portrays good leadership skills. And I don't think that they are in any position of running a country, less alone a province on its own. If they are running a province somewhere like Limpopo, Jesus Christ, as you can see that things are moving very slowly here, and yet these are the people who say the ANC must be out of power. Are we giving power to them who we have given them an opportunity to showcase their capabilities more high, and still they're doing nothing? So I do not think that the EFF could run the country. In fact, I think that we should move towards an approach that the USA is using. We elect a particular person, not a party that later elects a particular person for us, because that way there are too many blind spots. We don't really know this person. We can't really look into this person. I think if we take a direction, we take that direction, we might have some headway. Right now, the ANC is not our best shot, but hey, the alternative is too scary.
I want to Leona personally. I did look at them and I'm not impressed. Very, very much corrupt. Actually, they are bullies. You look go EFF, they're not so different from ANC given the leadership, the history. We cannot remove that and act like none of that happened. You understand? And like Tahote said, they're very much good as an opponent, but I do not trust their leadership. You move to the DA. Yes, of course, Rena, as Black people, we might go back to apartheid. Should we give them the platform? So, my views, I think we should move into a system where we elect leaders, like happiness rank, or okay, I want to be a president. This is what I want to do. And then that person reports to us. They don't go report to a whole political party. They can come with their own structure that is following them. But because right now, political party, ilo choose a grade 2. Why? How? That I cannot take in this whole thing, this whole system that we're having. I'm not buying it. But anyways, we are still catching up. It's catch up with Bayways, but it's just us unstripping our views, our feelings, and the views that we are expressing right now, they are not that of the program or of the radio station itself. So please don't go on and sue the station. It's us. If you want to come for me, come to me. Yeah, so that's it. It's almost 25 minutes to closing. We are closing our comment section at 2045. So please, guys, continue commenting. I see Prudence. I do not think EFF stands a chance. I don't think any of the political parties that we have in South Africa stand a chance. But anywho, yes, and please share the live stream, guys. I see it's only 2 shares there. That means you all are not doing the Lord's work. Please share the live stream on WhatsApp as well as Facebook. So we are just gonna move away from the political debate and we go to life letter. I want to know from you guys. We did have the conversation about the life letter. Which stage do you think it's very important? Of the stages that we're talking about, which stage is very important in the upbringing of a human being? Thagatso, I'll start with you.
Adolescent stage.
Okay.
We lose our peers at adolescent, guys. We lose peers at adolescent stage. Like, okay. As much as it's very important to wanna with the right okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Happiness comes. Now I'm a very disrespectful child, and then happiness is a very respectful child with manners, with morals, and anything. We both from the same year, same day, same month, we get to adolescent stage. Guys, things that I stand a far better chance for give a reformed child, and happiness stands a better chance for even the disrespectful child. Because when we get to adolescent stage, is where we find ourselves, is where we learn, we properly learn. And you learn wrong, you're delaying 50% of your life. So I think it's very much important to like 15 to 18, like be careful with the decisions that we make in that stage, because you make one stupid mistake there, you are doomed. You're gonna take like over 10 years cleaning up that mess for just 1 year. So the adolescent stage is very much important. I'm not gonna, I just cannot find a better word, but like, yeah.
I think that, can we have the question again?
Well, again, we were talking about the life letter. So the life letter, more conversation about the upbringing from the toddler stage till when you become a fully developed adult and you start paying bills and all that. This whole scary thing that we're going through right now. So we're talking about that. So in between the like stages, puberty, adolescent, I think it's very important.
I think that for a good upbringing, right? I think early stages, like I said, a child should be raised or treated in a manner, please understand me properly, like a dog, right? I think that when you raise a child from a very young age, you are able to tame them at the same time, let them be free and wild with their creativity. You are able to give them limits and teach them responsibility, right? You are able to help them have a forward way of thinking. I think teenage might be, well, it's not late, but it's too much work. It's too much work to teach an old dog new tricks. It's old age life is a teenage. It thinks it knows everything at that stage. Or you can't tell it. There's a rights there, you know, but no responsibilities. I think teaching them from a very young age, that's the best.
Well, okay. I think the whole transitioning into an adult, I feel like if I was given the opportunity, I'd go back there and collect some parts of me that I lost. I think that's where people go through the identity crisis. You don't know who you are, where you come from, where you're going. It's just the whole confusion stage. And whatever decision you make at that point, I tell you, that's like the life-making decision of your life. If
Like,
you mess up at that point, it's gonna be messed up for a very long time. My out.
you here?
Am I back? Oh, I'm back.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm
Can
really
I say
stressed with
something?
network. Yeah.
With like the transitioning from to adulthood, guys, if you're struggling, please find me a support group, because I'm a 21-year-old who doesn't even know where they're going. Was everyone this frustrated when they were 21? Because honestly, guys, I feel like I'm just swimming in the Indian Ocean. Like, I'm approaching Antarctica, no matter South America. Guys, like, if there's a support group for 21-year-olds who are struggling, please sign me up. I beg.
I think my best advice to you, Takhato, is that for me at 21, I still recognize myself as a kid. So I still allowed myself.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
So,
like,
You're not a child. I think by the age of 21, Takhato, you're not a child. That's where you take responsibility for your own life.
Exactly there. You see there. Because 1 minute I'm a child, it's like I'm a child, but at the same time I'm an adult. Do you understand? Like, I'm an adult, but then I'm a child. So I get like that's just where it frustrates me.
Your years are way, way behind you. Like, I think you're now an adult, and that's you taking like responsibility for everything that you do. You wanna play, go play, but make sure you come back and study, or come back and finish the task you have for work or whatever. That's where you stand for you. You stand on your own 2 feet, and you try and figure this life thing out, and knowing yourself, because identity crisis can be quite a thing at that age, I think.
I think what's gonna help me is if you guys send me money. Thank you.
Ha! Money makes everything right.
No, we are gonna give you advice, Takhato. We are gonna give you advice. What I can tell you as well is that go through every stage as it comes. A 21-year-old, in as much as the society is gonna tell you, darling, you are still a baby. And I can see you have progressed so much at a very young age. So that itself, it can cause pressure. I also started working and at that age, I started assuming adult responsibility. And it is very wrong. At this age, enjoy your money. Buy yourself those ice cream nuggets, what you call McDonald's, and enjoy and don't take on adult responsibility. And I feel you should also enjoy that stage, because what happens is that if you're privileged and get to work at a very young age, the danger is the black tax already 1, 2, 3, and then responsibility. When the right age comes, you are tired. You start calling your family toxic, you start cutting off your family, you are depressed. Participate, it's an undue emotion. So I'm gonna advise you, enjoy your childish babe. So live like a child. The time is gonna come for you to act like an adult. That's my
live like a child. Live like a child, but pay my own bills. Doesn't make sense.
The confusion that comes with it. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
Man, as much as being a child, I would say also take advantage of the fact that you are young. You started working while you're young. So propel yourself forward as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. Rather than playing around and doing all that, I would say stay focused. The time lost will never be regained again. So don't waste it.
100%. And don't be too hard on yourself. You yourself always preach this, and it's one of the things that I've learned from you, or before anything else. I'm a human being, so don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, let's move away from the life ladder. Unfortunately, we are closing the comment section right now, but you can still send through your comments. But unfortunately, we are not going to read them live. However, if you're lucky, I do have my phone here. I might see your comment and address it because me, I love you so much. So, from the life letter, we were talking about modern day dating. Well, with this whole topic, I felt like it was unfair because people who were prospering into marriage, like things were just correct. What about those who are we need to hear more about those stories, and I think a lot of us are struggling in that department. So it was going to be very nice. Guys, no, it's really hard out here. We are just left with mafufurana, ako seriously. So we need to have a voice out on that. And that's coming on our festive special, you guys. Anyways, the views expressed by the hosts today are not of the program or the station itself. So it's not the station that is saying Banlaki Mafufurana, it's Happiness Ranto, your host. And I have my amazing co-host who are also gonna say their 2 cents. So yes, I felt like it was kind of biased, and we talk about something that needs rest. We are here because it keeps us putting up. Because Leona, it's normalized right now. So there are a lot of things that we still need to talk about under this topic. I'm gonna take the mic over to you, Takato.
Linda, guys, this is not a view of Bold Moons Radio, it's not a view of Baywaves, it's my view. And if you're going to talk to my lawyer, but never said yo, guys, but there are so many fish in the sea, guys. Fish like octopus. So if you got yourself a fish, because honestly, guys, like this I love my boyfriend. It will end in tears, guys. Like we do need a sit down check down banna ba fedile gore bile so se le fedile long kwa ke le fedile gore bile di crumbs di shabo go se plastic ya sasko even that's just my 2 cents.
So how do you feel about the fact that or le mafufura le fedile?
Ke tsebo ke reng a mara o tselo re mo ba go mo re shetse re le ba babedi fela so ta tope ka pelanya.
Anyways, this is part of our festive special, and this is an assignment from the women to you guys. During your men's conference, you need to understand. We need men to come back. You understand? But I anything. So please go address that in the men's conference.
7 colors. But
we can do almost everything.
Bothata ko
Men's
le
conference
7 colors, not several
festive
colors.
I don't know what the way this is silly. 7 colors. 7 colors. Related to 7 colors, we can teach to look big and muffin. Really, really, come get a door where you do Jolo and Nisa. How?
Yes, guys, may you please come in masses for the men's conference. There are questions for you, and Valentine's Day, and you use it as a whole escape. So now we are hosting a real men's conference for you to strip your. Oh my God, I need to be back. Oh my God.
You are
My
back.
bag. I'm sorry for the glitch. Yes, Lepelalishimisha Valentine's Day to or a men's conference, but we don't actually go to a men's conference. So Baywaves is going to be hosting a men's conference this December. So please make sure you come in masses. The same way you've been sharing that whole men's conference, please make sure you share them because we need you guys to
Coming numbers.
we need you guys to talk comment from Karolo to Taharo. I'm just reading it out because sorry. Took it as it came, and Taha, to be gentle with yourself. Life is already not gentle for us. So yes, that's the sweet message from the
so
audience.
sweet.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
So
Okay.
we are not
Can I
gonna
just
go.
2 minutes?
Okay, 2 minutes.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to go onto YouTube, Bold Moves Radio, like, subscribe, and share. So we are looking for presenters to join our team. We need a vibrant person, we need a determined person, we need an available person. So do send in your videos. I don't know who's gonna attach my number on the comment section right now. So you just send in your not more than 3 minutes video and not less than 2 minutes video of an audition. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you, Taha. So you forgot to mention the qualities that Baywaves and Bold Moves Radio is looking for.
I did mention. What did
Cecil, am I still here?
Yes, you're still here. You would glitch or freeze, but you're still here. I also glitching. You're back.
I'm back. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, like Taha has said, Baywave is looking for presenters. So you need to be vibrant. Oh, you need to be less than 35 years. You need to be vibrant. You need to be a team player because, as you can see, we are a team. You need to be willing to learn. We do a lot of research. And I also need to make a disclaimer that this is a volunteer run program. So we are not getting paid, but we are sure making a change in our continent. So if you're eager to make a change in your continent, in your country, please make sure you join us. So what's going to happen, you shoot a 3 minutes max video, just showing off your presenting skills. You can just introduce yourself and pull one topic and roll it. Then you take a video and send it. So they're gonna be hashtag and all you hear from us. We are looking forward to having you on this show.
we?
So I've been talking a lot. Okay, liquele mara, liquele presenter. You guys, my network.
Yeah, you'll attach my number on the comment section. Matodi or Kenneth or you, whoever is available to do that, just attach my number. That's where you're gonna send the video. And you need to be available every Tuesday. Very important.
At
7. Yes, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. So do send in your videos, guys. So I need new people, darlings.
While we are still here, we are also, I've been saying we are having a festive special. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It's gonna be a themed airing. We are gonna have a girl chat, which will be females only, but guys are still allowed to be there in the comment section. But the whole engagement is available, yeah, basadi, and we'll be stripping all the things that are not spoken about,
Let me interject there.
raw
Let me
uncensored
interject there.
conversation.
Let me
Yes.
interject there. Guys, we're looking for one female and two males. Two males, very important, two males. Because Sisulu don't tell one.
Okay, thank you, Takato, for that one. And also, like I said in the girl chat, it's the same thing that is going to happen in the men's conference. We need men. We have a lot of females. Even in our comment section, there are only few guys. So please invite in each other. Invite each other. This is going to help us all. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. Keep sharing our posters. Keep sharing our videos. And we'll grow together. We'll make a change together in Africa. The other announcement is that the funding that I was talking about last week for small businesses, it is still available. For you to access it, you just need to send a motivational letter to nkosinontsigelo21@gmail.com and attach pictures of your business. So giving away 5K to, I don't know how many businesses, but I know she's going to be giving 5K. So it doesn't have to be a big registered business. If nobody's claiming the money, so or please go apply. The other thing is that Baywaves is, why are you guys smiling? Did I disappear? Okay, not fair. Okay, my bag.
Your bag. You are
Okay. Yeah, did you guys copy the one? Yeah. What was I talking about now?
Just repeat the email.
Yeah, the funding. Had that.
She's gone and she's back. I'm gone.
I'm just gonna allow you guys to do the closing because I'm really not doing well this side.
Please repeat the email again. You're switching there.
Kenneth or Masodu is gonna attach the email. It's nkosinontsigelo21@gmail.com. You just attach your motivational letter and pictures of your business and you'll get 5K. Yes, you can even reference me. I'm her best friend. So you see this whole that one, yeah, nepotism. Yes. You guys are my family and I'm gonna vouch for you. If you say you had this on Baywaves, I'm telling you, you're gonna stand more chances of getting that money. The other one is that Baywaves is planning to get on the ground and start acting. We're going to have this whole new program called Bay Impact. We'll talk more about it next. Make sure to tune in next week for another amazing, epic episode of Baywaves. Am I still here?
You are still here.
Okay,
and
well,
you'll
I'm
be
still
here
back.
next-
I just want to say good night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just want to say good night because I see my network is losing me. Good night from Baywaves and Bold Moves. We love you so much and thank you for the support. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Bold Moves Radio. And also here on Facebook, we are Bold Moves Radio. Make sure to like the page and do not stop sharing our posters. Good night.
And we shall see you next week, 7 p.m. Tuesday. Do not miss it, guys. We have nice things coming up. Do not miss it. Send in your videos, send me money, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and all of those nice things. Bye.
Bye.